Trap House is a really interesting film and not at all what I was expecting. This was released in 2025. It's directed by Michael Dowse. It's written by Gary Scott Thompson and Tom O'Connor. And we have a cast including Dave Bautista, Jack Champion, Sophia Lillis, and various others. And I'll read the description from Wikipedia, actually, as I thought this was pretty interesting. This is basically all the information I had going into it. But I will expand on why I feel like it was a little different to what the description suggests. And that's not a bad thing at all. Wikipedia says, in El Paso, Texas, an undercover DEA agent and his partner embark on a game of cat and mouse with their own teenage children who are using their parents' tactics and intel to rob a dangerous cartel. It sounded intense. And the overarching narrative didn't necessarily sound like it was going to be for me, but I do like Dave Bautista, so I wanted to give it a go. And the fact that they were going after their own children did make it sound a little bit more complex and a bit different. And it sounded like I wouldn't like certain characters and I wouldn't agree with their behaviours. And I'm not saying that I came away from it agreeing with everybody's behaviours, but the introduction, and I'm not going to say exactly what happens into the introduction, but at the beginning we have this really intense emotional start to the film that really lays the foundations for a strong narrative. And immediately, I'd say within the first 5 minutes, I was experiencing emotions that I wasn't expecting to feel, and I found it to be a much more immersive, moving experience than I was expecting. And again, I don't want to go into too much detail about why that is, but it's very well written, it's very well developed, the characters are well written, the information we get about their motivations, all absolutely brilliant and certainly a fascinating experience. It was a little slow at times, but I would say it was never unwatchable. But there are definitely scenes that seem to take a little bit of time to get going and to move the story forward. But generally, that's not a big complaint. Visually, it's a satisfying film. We have great camera work and lighting. We have good music, a really good use of sound. The characters are well written. They're believable. They have realistic interactions, really great performances. And because the film had a strong start, we got to know them and their motivations and their motives really, really well. And that meant that, for me at least, it was a very different film to what I was expecting. And as I said, that's not a bad thing at all. Very thought-provoking. I didn't know where it was going. I had no idea where the story would end up, and I really enjoyed the process of finding out. Ultimately, Trap House is a decent film, a little slow in places, but it has a lot to offer with great characters and performances, and I'll say no more. I don't want to give away anything else. If it sounds like a film for you, if you're curious to see what it's like, then I'm very happy to recommend it.